presentation will be by Mark Henkel. Mark Henkel joined Toastmasters in July of 2010. In less than 3 years since then, he has done quite a lot. Mark has been the Area 6 Governor this past year, as well as club coach for Running Hill Toastmasters Club. In 2010-2011, he sponsored 6 members after earning his first Triple Crown in his first 6 months of that year. He helped Greater Portland Toastmasters become a presidential distinguished club. In 2011 and 12, he sponsored 18 members and received the Alan E. Seavey Award for sponsoring the most members in District 45. While serving as club president that year, he helped Woodford's Toastmasters become presidential distinguished. In 2012-2013, he sponsored 7 more members. While serving as a club coach for less than a year, he has now helped Running Hill Toastmasters transform from losing half of its membership to now being presidential distinguished. You guessing a theme is happening here? Right now, Mark is the currently awarded District 45 Outstanding Toastmaster of the Year. And on this July 1st, 2013, in less than 3 years as a Toastmaster, and while earning a total of 5 Triple Crowns, Mark Henkel will officially be a Distinguished Toastmaster. No doubt when Mark Henkel sets his sights on helping a club succeed, he knows how to help it become not just a distinguished club, but a presidential distinguished club. How is Mark able to be so helpful to the clubs? While he gives credit to his unique 3-pronged system of motivating club success, he says that the glue that makes it all stick together is creating a club climate that motivates the members to work so well together, to want to achieve success together. So Mark will now be sharing his proven success in this as he gives us a presentation from Toastmasters Successful Club Series. Please help me give a warm round of applause for Mark Henkel as he now presents Creating the Best Club Climate. Is your club toxic or invigorating? Mark Henkel.
We want to have a presidential distinguished club. That's the ultimate goal in the DCP. We've had a lot of conversation about DCP today. And it is really doable. For this presentation, I'm going to be talking about the club climate because it really is the glue. It's how we all stick together. And so we need to ask and analyze our own clubs and ask, is your club toxic or is it invigorating? So we're going to look at 6 segments. We're going to be talking about club climate, then set an example, welcome guests, show new members you care, show longer members you care, and have a balance between helping low self-esteem and welcoming excellence. We need to have that balance. So we're going to look at these 6 segments. First is the club climate, the physical climate. You need to have a climate, an environment that's comfortable, that's warm, but not too warm. You want it warm in the winter and cool in the summer, but you don't want it the other way around where you're actually freezing because the AC is too much in the summer or the heat's on too much in the winter. You want to have an environment that's comfortable. You want to have a relational climate where the people are interacting together supportively. There's no snarkiness or subtleties. It's all positive and uplifting. You want your meetings to be both fun and professional. You can't focus on only one side of that balance. It's got to be fun, but it can't be so fun that it's not professional because you'll lose people. But you know, if you're over too professional and sort of a Robert's Rules Nazi, it's not going to be too fun and you're going to lose people as well. The key is to have that balance, that it's both fun and professional. You want to be holding essential standards. Toastmasters teaches us a lot and gives us lessons, and we want to learn what those lessons are. When I get my DTM in 10 days, I want it to mean something. So I have applied the lessons Now, there are ways to shortcut things. I've seen sometimes people will do CLs and not really doing it. They go check, 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 but they're not bringing the manual in. It's not being evaluated. And people eventually start to see that it is not really holding the standard and you're not really learning much. Or perhaps an HPL where someone will actually do just a speech. They didn't actually have a committee. They didn't go through the process of actually learning, but actually learn something. So I want to encourage you, embrace what Toastmasters has to teach us. Hold those essential standards. That's really what you want to hold on to. And have no drama. Definitely don't want drama. People did not join Toastmasters to have drama. We want to learn something. We want to build each other up. So that's why you don't want to have drama. So that's your climate. Next we want to look at is set an example. If you have one member who says to themselves, I'm going to set an example, and another member says, I'm going to set an example, and another member says, I'm going to set an example, what happens if every member in your club is saying that? You have a club full of example setters. And that's the way you want it. You know, for those of us that use the online website for signing up for agendas, and everyone's like, well, I'm not going to sign, I'll let somebody else, and I'll let somebody else, and I'll let somebody else, then nothing gets done. But if everybody says, I'm an example setter, then it gets done. So that's why we're going to look at that. It's important to make a good impression. So when you are looking to sign up for roles, think of yourself as, I'm going to set an example. I'm not going to wait for others. Now, I will say, sometimes your longer-term members who may have achieved awards are being patient to allow opportunities for the newer members. That's not the same thing I'm talking about. That's a matter of appropriate opportunities being open for the newer members. But if you're new or there's a situation, sign up. Don't be waiting for the day of the meeting before you start signing up. Arrive prepared. That just should make sense. But it can happen that it's not. So you want every person having the example-setting mentality to be arriving prepared. And also, it should go without saying, but be voluntary and supporting. You want individuals to know that things can be done. And that brings us to the third segment, which is welcome guests. Now, I did a previous presentation about guiding guests to becoming members and how to be a closer. So we're going to be very brief about this because we are short of time. But obviously with guests should be coming to a glorious meeting. You have a Toastmaster and a good speaker, or even if it's a newbie speaker, an icebreaker. When I say good, I mean someone committed to doing it. Then you've got a meeting that can give a reason why a guest wants to join. That's what you want to focus on. So when your guests come, greet them. Don't be all just sitting there at your desk or chair and doing anything. You see somebody walk in and you know their face. And I'm right over there. Hi, how you doing? My name's Mark Henkel. What brought you to Toastmasters? Hey, this is our club president. This person has been awesome in our club. Let me introduce you to a couple other members. And then I will engage them in conversation. What brought you here? How did you find us? What are your goals? What are you looking to achieve? Why are you here? How can we be of help to you? Have a conversation, show an interest in them. Invite them to participate in table topics. The table topics master should explain when they're describing roles what they will be doing. And they will offer table topics to a couple members first, but they will also offer an opportunity after that's been done for the guests to participate if they want to. And if they don't, let them know, hey, it's okay. Not everybody wants to, that's fine. But let them feel wanted and invited. And of course, invite them to the next meeting, or if you're going in for the close, go for the close. Go for helping them join. But the key is to let your guests feel welcome, and that is a positive climate. And that brings us now to talking about our members itself. We move from guests to members. And the next thing is you want to make sure that you are showing your new members you care. This is so important. It really is. Show interest in the new members. Find out what their goals are. The what's in it for me, that's the mentality you want to be thinking about for them. Why do they want to be a Toastmaster? And then use the reason why you're asking is not to be nosy, but the more you help me understand your goals, I'll say to them, the better I can find out how Toastmasters can help you achieve them. I'm giving them the reason why I'm asking. I'm not just being nosy. Because I want to show them why Toastmasters is the answer for what goals they're trying to achieve. So I show an interest in them. And be a mentor. We've all been here for a little bit. Even if it's a few months, we can help. There is nothing more joyful and just heart-filling than seeing somebody succeed that you've been a mentor for and you've been able to help? I'll tell you, I have mentored over probably a dozen people, and I have had the joy of seeing over half a dozen people actually reach the CC. And it is exciting. Be a mentor, because it will help people actually, if they'll do a speech once every 3 months or 4 months, maybe they'll do it once a month now, because you've given that inspiration and motivation. Give effective evaluations. Don't just tell, oh, how great they are. Oh, that's wonderful. I mean, we all like to get a pat on the back, but if it's not real, it's disingenuous, and it's not helping them. Because ultimately, we want to get better at speaking, right? Isn't that the goal? And how can you get better if you're not finding how you can be better? I heard a statement that 98% of the time an airplane is off travel, off course, because it's constantly making corrections. It goes and then it makes a correction. It goes and it makes a correction. It's constantly making corrections and adjustments to its path in order to make the straight line that we think a plane is making. And so that's what we're trying to offer in a self-esteem building way. This is my gift to you, as one of the members of my home club likes to say. My gift for you as a member, as a person trying to get better. Here's an observation I thought, in my opinion, could help you. So give effective evaluations. Foster camaraderie. Have a teamwork, a joy, everybody is thrilled with each other. There is nothing more happy and exciting in a club when everybody is like a well-oiled machine and excited to help each other. So you want to have camaraderie. That brings us to the next segment, is show your longer members you care. Now, some of you might think, well, we want to focus on the newer people. But you know what? Your longer members matter too. They're there with experience and insight. They count too. And so you want to make sure you give them value as well. Identify the members in your club by their designation. Someone's an ACG, by golly, tell people, hey, our president this year is an ACG. Let people know their awards. Recognize your longer-term members. And if they've got accomplishments and awards, it's your job to tell people about their awards. Don't put them in the position that they have to talk about their own awards. It's your job. And if you're not, you're the one forcing them. It's your job to recognize them, because you know what happens when you do that? They want to share their experience and help you. I've often said in leadership, when you have something that needs to be done, find somebody who has the skills to do it. And if they're willing to help you do it, let them! Let them! It's that simple. So recognize your longer-term members as well and give them that respect. So finally, we get to the last segment, and that is balance. This is what I am most focused on. I think is really the critical element you really want to have in your club. And that is, you want to have a balance of building low self-esteem to the other side of the spectrum of welcoming excellence. You need both. Sometimes we get so focused on wanting to help the newbies and help the newbies and help the newbies that we neglect or we don't pay attention to the excellence. We don't focus on excellence. Do you want to know what the best kind of a Toastmasters meeting is? When a guest arrives, it's the first speaker is an icebreaker. And maybe that icebreaker doesn't go all that good, but that's okay. But it's an icebreaker. And then the second person is maybe a half CC, or maybe they've just gotten the CC and they're a better speaker. And then the third speaker is an advanced speaker who does a bang-up job. Do you want to know what a guest sees when they see that? They're thinking, that first person, at least I know I can do this. The second person, that's what I could get to. And that, wow, that's what I really want to achieve. You've given them everything. So it's important to have that balance of both building the low self-esteem, but also recognizing and welcoming excellence. So that's the 6 segments that we need to ask for our clubs. And yet, is your club toxic or is it invigorating? So the 6 segments are club climate, set an example, welcome guests, show new members you care, show longer members you care, have a balance between building low self-esteem and welcoming excellence. And that is the Toastmasters way of keeping your club thriving, creating the best club climate from the Toastmasters series of successful club series.